Okay.
Welcome to the Clint Initiative. We are your weekly escape. We can also be your creative outlet. We are all about films. Let's talk about it.
We are all about streaming. Let's talk about it. We are all about the music. Let's talk about it. Let's create it too. This is the Clint Initiative podcast, your weekly escape. Let us be your way into all you've dreamed of. Contact us today to be a part of our weekly escapes. Yes, we want you to email us at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. Now let's start our escape.
We're always looking to give you a little more. We always looking to give you a little more. We're always looking to give you a little more. We are. What are we doing? We're throwing it at the wall. We are. Throwing it at the wall. We're throwing it at the wall. We are. Throwing it at the wall. We're throwing it at the wall. We are. Throwing it at the wall. To see what sticks. Lo estamos tirando la pared, estamos tirando contra la pared. Lo estamos tirando la pared, estamos tirando contra la pared. Lo estamos tirando la pared, estamos tirando contra la pared. Para ver que se pega, no it cost you nothing to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing, subscribe. Don't cost you nothing to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. Tirando la pared, estamos tirando contra la pared. Estamos tirando la pared, estamos tirando contra la pared. See what sticks, so estamos tirando la pared. Estamos tirando contra la pared. Estamos tirando contra la pared. Estamos tirando contra la pared. Estamos tirando la pared. Estamos tirando contra la pared. La like que se pega no me cost you nothing. Se hit that like, don't cost you nothing. Subscribe. Don't cost you nothing. That life don't cost you nothing. Go ahead and subscribe. Don't cost you nothing to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. So hit that like and subscribe. So hit that like and subscribe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clint Initiative podcast. Yes, the gang is all here. And for those people who have listened to our show over the weeks, you can probably tell we got a brand new intro to our show. So any comments that you may want to make, just go ahead and post them in our comment section on this video, and we will be able to show it to everyone. And what I'm going to do right now is the first thing we do with every show is I'm going to check in with our co-host. And what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go to the one who's been missing, and I'm going to put him on center stage. So how are you doing today, Jamel?
Blessed and highly favored. I'm so happy to be here today and be able to be here for our audience, our people. And I'm glad to see you, Paul. I'm glad to see you, Katie. And I'm especially glad to see you, my brother Clint.
There you go. So that being said, we're going to go to Clint next. Clint, so how are you doing this great week?
Well, I'm just feeling blessed. I'm feeling fear, letting all the negativity out of my hair.
Here you go. Here you
Well,
go.
there you go. Do you have that cup of tea with you today?
Well, even though I'm feeling free, but today I don't have my cup of tea.
Okay, and then we're gonna go to Katie. Katie, how is your day going so far?
It's going great. I'm always excited to be here. This is the number one that makes my week. So I'm happy. I'm ready to get going.
Yeah, so what we're going to have today is more about traditional show where we actually go through and we start off with the thing that we do every show is I got a couple of random questions for you. And you can answer the question that you feel like answering. And the two questions today, I got a great one which is what music moves you? When you're searching for music that you just want to move, what music moves you? And the second question is, if a politician wanted to come on our show, with this being political season and everything, would that be a good idea or a bad idea? With us having a growing audience and everything, there's so much to consider, especially when it comes to politics, which I like that our show so far has been an escape from politics. So,
I
who
like
wants,
that. I
huh?
like that too. I like that too. This is a positive podcast.
Yes.
Well, there you go. So you're answering both questions, or that was the main one you're answering, Jamel?
Well, I'll answer both. But first and foremost, I would like to say is I am very grateful to be here at the present moment. And I'm in a dancing mood. I got happy feet right
Well, all righty
now.
there.
I hope
And
that answers both questions.
and I don't know what that noise is in the background, but there's a scratchy sound. I'm not sure where that's coming from.
It sounds like some sort of like static, like I don't know.
Is it
Interference.
mine?
So, which question are you answering there, Clint?
I probably could answer the boat right now. But keep hearing like an echo when I talk. Yeah. You said like what music grooves me.
What moves you? What music moves you?
It all depends on what type of move. Move me as in to dance or move me as in meditate. What type of move?
It's up to you, man.
Okay. I normally whenever I'm down, like really down and I need a little motivation and stuff. One of my favorite songs I love to listen to is Oceans from Hillsongs. I'm not sure if you guys familiar with it.
Never heard of it, but hey, it's always good to hear about new things.
Yeah, Hillsongs. It's about the words of it. You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown where feet may fail. And there I found you in the mystery, in ocean deeps, where my faith would stand. So the song, it actually, yeah, it can't like whenever I'm in my lowest part in life, and I feel like, giving up, I lose my faith and everything. That song actually encouraged me. It encouraged a lot of people. I even went back on YouTube and I look at the comments on those songs, and it's a gospel. It's a gospel song, and it even attract and inspire people who are atheists. Because I
Mm.
saw someone who says they are atheists and they are Muslim and they're not into the Christian faith, but that song it really does something to them spiritually. So it's really is a powerful song. It's a gospel song from Hillsong, and it's called Oceans. So most of the songs, like spiritual songs and gospel song, they get me going whenever I'm like feeling really downhill. And back to the part, like if it would be a good idea to have a politician in in our show. I think our show is best off without any politics right now because politics have a way of dividing the people and separating us. There's there's hardly any good thing that could ever come out of politics because everyone is like warring against each other, especially when politics it divides us as a people when it comes to race, color, religion, beliefs, and so on. So it doesn't matter whichever politician you going to pick to come on our show to talk. I don't think it's going to do a good because I think our show is good right where it is because it's not going to elevate the show in any way. I think it's best that way we stay out of politics and politics have its place because everything on this earth and this place have its time and place. So it's good right where it is. We dealing with movies and shows. Let me stay right there.
There you go. Films,
Well
streaming,
said. Well
and
said.
music. And Katie, which question are you going to tackle this morning?
Everybody's answering both, so I think I can just give my opinion, but I agree with Jay and Clint. I think that politics need to stay where they're at. I think it just brings a lot of like hostility and negativity, and we are based on positivity. So
Yes.
yeah, I just that can be over there. I honestly, in my personal opinion, I don't like anything that's happening right now. So I don't agree with none of it. But so yeah, that can go where it needs to go. And far as music, reggaeton has always been like something that just gets you going immediately, like just the rhythm and everything. Bad Bunny, especially if anybody knows who that is, that's like my go-to. So as soon as you hear that, the body's moving instantly.
Okay. So, when we envisioned the show, one of the things that I envisioned for the show is that it would be apart from the turmoil and things that are going on right now. And a lot of times with politics, that's just stepping into the fire. When you step into anything that's politics. And so I'm glad that you all agree that that's something that it can be out there. There's no shortage of people on the political grift. I just don't want us to be in that category. Although a little financial restitution would be great, but who wants to be in that grifty side of things? So I'm glad that we can keep our show the way it is. And now,
Paul, we're building our own foundation. We're doing things different.
absolutely,
It's time. The people has been waiting for this for quite some time, and now we are here to make it happen.
And it is time to deliver a brand new segment on the Clint Initiative podcast in preparation for ROKU and FireTV. Here comes TCIP Radio. It's on the air.
TCIP radio's on the air. TCIP radio's on the air.
I wish that you could hear the way I feel. Talk to myself all the time. I'll never find a way to talk to you the way you feel. It's such a mystery. I feel that you can see right through me. But if you could hear the way I feel, if you could hear the words I say, I think you'd find a reason to love me. I think you'd find a reason to stay. If you could hear the way I feel, if you could hear these words I say, I think you'd find a way to love me. I think you'd find a reason to stay. If you could hear the way I feel, if you could hear these words I say, I think you'll find a way to love me. I think you'll find a reason to stay. If you friends and relations talk to you. You never find the time to talk to me. No, the way I feel is no new discovery. I'm starting to listen. Won't you try to listen to me? If you could hear the way I feel, if you could hear the words I say, I think you'd find a reason to love me. I think you'd find a reason to stay. If you could hear my voice above the crowd, you could feel the love I have for you. I think you'd find a reason to love me. I've given you a reason to stay, a reason to stay. If you need one, a reason to love you, I'm the only one. I love the one I need forever in my life. If you could hear my voice above the crowd, you could feel the love I have for you. I think you'll find a reason to love me. I've given you a reason to stay, a reason to stay. If you could hear the way I feel, if you could hear the words I say, I think you'd find a reason to love me. I'm giving you a reason to stay.
Is the world premiere of TCIP radio and using our rating system. Does that stick? Does that need work? Or do you just want to forget about it? The radio, I don't know, but what are your thoughts, team? Does the stick need more work, or do you want to forget about it?
I like it.
We got 2 thumbs up so far. What are your thoughts there, Clint?
I love that. I love that. The lyrics resonate.
Yeah.
The lyrics resonate.
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons to leave, but sometimes you got to find a reason to stay, and that's important in just about everything. And sometimes you kind of find a reason to just keep going on. And we're going to go on with our Bible bracket.
Ooh.
We currently have 22 weeks worth of productions that we're going to be working on. So the Bible bracket has taken a hiatus for a moment, but we still want to remind people of the productions we got coming up. And here they are. Okay, and that's our Bible bracket. Now, I want to let people know who are just listening in that you want to check out our YouTube channel and our Bible bracket winners to see the kind of productions that we're going to be putting out there for everyone to see. And right now is the moment of the show where we get to highlight Jamel's jam and see what he's jamming on this week. And this is also and this is one of our sections where we get to react to Jamel. And I think this time around there's a lot to react to. So here we go with Jamel's jam. So who do I have the pleasure of talking to today?
Thomas Jackson, COO, president, co-founder, Par 365 Golf.
And is this a partnership with just you alone, or are there other people involved?
Yeah, so it's me and my wife. My wife is the CEO and co-founder, so it's me and her. We are officially the first Black-owned simulator in the Midwest, only the second Black woman-owned simulator in the country, and like I said, I didn't do the research, but probably the world.
Okay, so that comes to the second question. What is Par 365?
Yes, Par 365 is an indoor golf simulator, bar, restaurant, event center, kind of your one-stop shop, a hangout spot. We like to call it the golf lounge. So we tried to take the idea of most golf indoor simulators and blend that with a little bit of music, a little bit of culture, underlining vibe of hip hop, and we tried to make it something that would ultimately accomplish our mission, which is to make golf more approachable, more affordable, and more accessible.
So what would you say would be the impression of someone walking in here for the first time? I know what mine was, but what would you want the impression of someone to be walking in here for the first time?
The impression that I want to give is to make golf, and this is really when we lean into that approachability. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I didn't grow up playing golf. I didn't start playing golf through the pandemic. So when someone walks in here, I don't want it to feel like a country club. I don't want it to feel like a clubhouse. I want it to feel somewhere comfortable. We wanted to go with this kind of upscale jazz vibe that anyone can come in, whether they're avid golfers, whether they've never played before, and they just come in and just say, wow, this is different, this is cool, and I want to hang out here and have fun.
Okay, so when did Par 365 become a reality?
So we've been open for about 9 months now. So we opened last January was our grand opening. So this is our first fall. So we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants. But the concept was probably an ideation for about 2 years. Me and my wife were really thinking about the demographic and the love of golf in Minnesota, and how do we create a better community, a more connected community, a more community where people feel like they belong. And as we thought about the idea, as we thought there were no kind of simulators in the surrounding area, as we thought about how big golf is in Roseville, we thought this was the perfect location.
So when you opened that door for the first time and those people started streaming in, what was that like, man?
Oh, it was a great feeling. I mean, really seeing the concept and the vibe come to life. We did a grand opening with one of my favorite DJs here, DJ Jahi. His ear for music is unprecedented. We had people coming in. It was like an open house. People just really came in and enjoyed the space. So I always tell people, as much as we're leaning into golf, the enjoyment, the community, the connection isn't about golf. And that grand opening really showed that. Because you had a lot of people who had never played golf, never really thought about golf in that way. And just seeing the space, having fabulous drinks, we served all samples of our food. It was just a great night and a great experience of what's to come.
So where do you see Par 365? You're only 9 months in, and I know that's a short time to start planning for where you're going to go after this, or how far it's going to go, but where can you envision it going?
Yeah, I mean, our vision and our dream is international. I remember the business development of the simulators that we got said, like, what's your goal? And I said, I won't be happy until I see one of these in Ghana, right? So very specific, very overreaching. You gotta walk before you gotta crawl before you walk, you gotta walk before you run. So we know there's gonna be a lot of steps to that. But when we did our research, we didn't see a concept like this in the nation. And where golf is going and what people are needing for connection and community, especially in the Twin Cities, we see nothing but growth and expansion. How that happens, we don't know, but it's something that our eyes are very focused on with every step that we do in terms of making it a reality.
So let's say I got a family of 4 and I want to come out to Par 365, bring the kids out. How affordable is Par 365?
I think it's very affordable once you think about like bowling and other activities that you do. Our average price ends up being around $55 an hour. During the day, it's cheaper. During off days, it's cheaper. We also do leagues to make it cheaper. So we're trying to keep an eye on that, on how we do it. But for a family of 4, coming in for an hour, we have clubs here that don't cost to rent. We have kids clubs here. I think we were very intentional about how to make it affordable, approachable, and accessible for any size family, any size friend group, any age. We really kind of thought it through, and we hope that resonates with the community.
So how often are there leagues running?
So right now we're offering 2 leagues. It's gonna be a
Get in the hole!
league and also a Wednesday league. They run kind of like that 5:30 to 7:30. If we get enough demand, we can also run a second shift after that. We do an all women's league. So all the leagues Tuesday and Wednesday are open. They're co-ed. Anyone can sign up. But we do a women's specific league on Thursdays, and we're trying to build that out. And as well as we're doing what we're calling a women's networking and golf event on Thursdays. So the whole point there is when you say leagues, it sounds competitive. It sounds like you need to know what you're doing. And I can tell you from the leagues I've seen and played in, it couldn't be further from the truth. It really is about connection, camaraderie, and building relationships. So for the women who are already in kind of more what I call professional settings, they're looking to get into golf, they want to know how to golf, we're going to have a coach there. We want to start building this community so they feel like they belong, it's not competitive, they can come in, have a cocktail, meet some other women who are learning to play golf, work with some of our coaches, and really have a great time. So we're really trying to be intentional at every stage to how do we create the bridges. We don't want to just be like, hey, we're golf, come and enjoy it if you know what we're talking about, but we want to explain, we want to take people on that journey.
So if somebody wanted to learn more about golf and come in here maybe and have a few lessons or whatever, do you have people you can recommend, or do you just let them get on the machine? Because I noticed they had an option there for lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our simulators is especially fitted to do lessons. So it looks at like how people move. It has slow motion cameras to analyze the swing. It can compare your swings to professional swings. We actually just hired a pro who's going to be coming in and doing lessons. I can actually do like lessons for like beginners in terms of how to hold a club, how to stand. So we're trying to kind of think about all walks, all avenues, and all skill levels to say like what's the right fit. I think a lot of times in the golf industry, people will go and they'll try to get the very most decorated PGA professional. But sometimes that person's so used to teaching someone who already knows how to golf that they sometimes miss some of the basics. I think with me picking it up later, I can help some of those beginner golfers just kind of pick up the basics until they get better. And then we'll have options for people who are more experienced golfers to get better. So we're trying to think about it from every angle.
You mean it's like me, you know? I already know I'm going to need some of those lessons.
And we want to be there for you.
And the final question.
Yeah!
I know 9 months in, you probably don't have a lot of downtime. But what's your average, and do you sometimes just get on one of those simulators and go for it?
Yeah, no, I love playing on simulators. I love playing outdoors. I think it complements the style of each one. You can learn a little bit, you know, on the indoor as on the outdoor. And yeah, I absolutely play. There's been times that there's been games. I play with my buddies. Like it really is about playing, friendship, networking, building relationships, building community.
And what's your putting game like, you know?
My putting game
is
on
okay. Point or?
My putting game is okay. I feel like I said, I've only been playing since the pandemic. You know, for me, I do feel like my striking is where I really like focus, and then putting is a little bit of an afterthought, but I know to really dial my game in, I'll have to spend more time putting.
And that was the latest edition of Jamel Jam.
Did y'all like my putting?
Get the ball in the hole. I just wanted the ball to go in.
I did get one though. I got one.
Yeah. And every
But
time
I
you
don't
saw him
know.
on the simulator,
I don't know if
Go
Paul
ahead,
caught
now.
it.
Okay, I didn't catch that last part of what you said.
Oh, I said I didn't know if you caught me getting the ball in the hole on camera.
Well, I caught it a couple of times, but we only have one in the video. I wanted to, sort of prove to people that anyone can do
Right.
that golf thing.
Right. Everybody's not. So you can see that I was practicing, and the one thing about that too is have patience, because just because you're not skilled at something right away, it does not mean that if you continue to practice, you will get that skill set.
So, Clint, as a resident golf skeptic, what are your thoughts after seeing that video?
What I mean, playing golf, or you're talking about the
Yeah.
interview?
Do you feel like you missed out by not coming out that day?
No.
No.
What about you, Katie?
I mean, I would embarrass myself, but there's always room to do that. I don't know how to play. Like, well, I probably hit the ball and it will bounce off the corner or something because I swing pretty aggressive. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, it's cool that he offers both things, though. Like that he can help for the basics, but also people who are professional. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make myself look like a fool. I'm staying home.
Well, that's what practice is for.
Right.
But and this is a point in the show where in the future we will have a moment from the sketch show. We have several things in mind that we're going to be producing, but the idea is to do it right. And if you can't do it right, what's the point? And one of the things that can help us do it right is to get support from you, our audience. And one of the ways that you can like us is by doing one little thing.
Don't cost you nothing to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. Subscribe. Don't cost you nothing to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. Go ahead, subscribe. Don't cost you nothing to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. So hit that like and subscribe. So hit that like and subscribe. So hit that like and subscribe. Don't cost you nothing to hit.
Don't cost you nothing to hit that like and subscribe. And now, just to make sure that it sticks, here is the second rendition of TCIP Radio.
You know my heartbeat won't stop. If you forget I exist, I won't cry a single tear. When you confirm my darkest fears, you've been saying the words and whispering your lies. All my deepest fears have been justified. I got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine. I got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine. I've got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine. I'm alone and feeling fine. I'm feeling fine. I've got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine. I've got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine. I've got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine. I'm alone and feeling fine. Gonna pack your bags, leave them outside the door. I won't have your problems and confusion anymore. You don't know what you want, and from me, I'm not always sure. But now I know you're not what I'm looking for. I'm making plans, and none of them include you. I'm at home, but never lonely. This will do. Before I loved you, I was in love with me, so I'm with a better love now. I'm alone and feeling fine. I've got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine. I've got a broken heart again. I'm alone and I'm feeling fine.
Right.
Hey.
That was the second rendition of TCIP Radio, and you get to decide, our audience and our host, if it sticks, needs more work, or forget about it. What are your thoughts on Alone and Feeling Fine?
I like it. I like it. Uplifting.
What do you think there, Clint? I see that smile on your face.
I have nothing bad to say about it. I love it. Perfect.
Okay, so
I
did it
feel like
stick
if I'm
with
in
you
a
there,
radio
Janelle?
studio.
Huh?
I feel like if I'm in a radio studio.
Well, look
I
at it
know.
this way. We have
There
two
you
things
go.
going on at once. We got two things going on at once. How many people can say that they can do that? We can.
There you go. And now that's going to be a regular part of the show to introduce our new music to people. But what I want to do right now is I want to talk about the origin story for the Clint Initiative podcast. Even as we've grown over these weeks, the Steel City Singers and J.D. Steele and the Steele family inspired this. When I was doing DoorDash, I would drive around Minneapolis delivering food and listening to Minnesota Public Radio. And they were interviewing J.D. Steele on the show. And he talked about how to be a part of their professional choir, there are no auditions. You just show up because it's more about community and creating music as an outgrowth of that community. So that's once I met Clint, that's what inspired me to create the Clint Initiative podcast. And it's all about that interview I heard with J.D. Steele. And this is a benefit concert that they're going to be doing on October 24th. J.D. Steele is I don't know whether it's the left or the right, but he's in the light green shirt. That's J.D. Steele. That's the gentleman that I heard on the radio broadcast talking about what they do. And I have every intention of one day going and being a part of their choir and hopefully interviewing J.D. Steele himself. So that's just a little about our origin story. And if you like the music that we're doing here, if you like the idea of some of our productions that are coming up, if you want to contribute to bringing the sketch show to life and making it everything that we want it to be, we have our founders and our inner circle. And those are the people that actually contribute to our show being what it is. And right now, we have our initial founders and inner circle, which I will show that before we finish with this segment. But I did want to show you this. All the music that we play on the show is available for purchase. You can get the singles on our Patreon, and you can get the entire album on our Kofi initiative. That's KO-FI. All of our music is available for purchase. And these are two of our founders. We got Devin and we've got Joe. They actually donated through Kofi, which was absolutely awesome. It was right when we started, and there's nothing that gives you a greater boost to what you're doing than when people show faith in what you're doing, enough faith that they actually contribute.
They believe in us. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. We're going to get more.
Right. And now
we're going to get more.
And this was introduced last week, and I'm going to put it up here again. This is another way that you can support us by getting our songbook and our first 6 EPs. The normal price is $19.99, but for the first 50 offers, we've limited it. You get it for the low price of $9.99. And that's just in time for Christmas. So the music that you're listening to here, it's used to support everything we do and to help us grow and to give you entertainment, something that is unique, one of a kind, something that you're not going to hear everywhere except on TCIP radio. And what are your thoughts, team? Anybody want to say something? I know you want to speak, Jamel. I kept cutting you off. I apologize. But what words do you want to give to our future founders and inner circle?
I'm just grateful that you're here for us, being here for us, showing support, helping us grow. And I look forward to sharing our stories with you.
It's all about the stories we want to tell. And every song I write has a story behind it, as well as a story that you get to listen to. And as we talk about our founders in our inner circle, I kind of like to see them as a groove army.
TCIP radio is on the air.
Calling to everyone within the sound of my voice. Listen to that beat like you got no choice. Dance if you want to. Do whatever you feel. Do anything you like. Just make it real. Yeah. Yeah. I'm calling to everyone all around the world. Join the groove army. Here is the deal. Peace and harmony for all time. Thoughts of war and violence will leave your mind today. Groove on me, groove on me, groove on me. It is a simple plan. Groove on me, groove on me. Respect for life and humankind. Calling to everyone who has ever prayed for peace. This is your chance, here is your relief. If we all join forces, march to the same beat, our voices will be heard. I'll call for peace today. Groove on me, groove on me, groove on me. Join our quest today. Groove on me, groove on me. Our only weapon is love. This is a dream I have it all the time. I can see weapons of mass destruction dismantled. I can see all war in our lifetime, and I can see love and peace growing and making life a dream come true. Making life a dream come true. Calling to everyone, men of peace and war. One day, peace and love will reign. Of that I'm sure. Will you lead the way, or follow that same old way? Will you work for peace? Will you join our groove army today? Groove army, groove army, groove army. It is a simple thing. Groove army, groove army. Respect for life and humankind. Groove army, groove army, groove army. Join our quest today. Groove army, groove army. Our only weapon is love. Our only weapon is love. And we're working for that dream come true. Groove army, groove army, groove army.
Right, and that is the third segment of TCIP Radio. And you, our audience, you get to tell us whether that is a segment that sticks for you, whether it needs work, or whether you want to forget about it. But from now on, that will be a part of what we do. And that if you want to support what we do and the music isn't to your liking, you can always go to our Patreon. Just search for the Clint Initiative on Patreon and you can become a regular sustaining member. Of course, we have our Kofi Initiative, that's KOFI. And then we even have a GoFundMe. So you can go fund us even if you don't want our great music for only $9.99. Right now, we have plans for 12 EPs. And the reason why I like to do them as EPs is because I think each EP is telling a story. If you look at the songs from our first two EPs, they're telling a cohesive story throughout each EP. And we have 12 stories through our music that we're going to tell, but I think we have enough songs to definitely go infinite with what we decide to do with TCIP Radio and doing our music.
Yep, we do. I agree.
So now, this hour, believe it or not, has just flown by. We have come to the section where our co-hosts get to have their final words for this week. And I'm going to start with you, Jamel, since you were our man down, our missing in action guy. What are your final words to the audience this week?
Whenever you are not feeling yourself, look within and think and be happy with the thoughts, with happy thoughts, and just know that everything will be okay and that God is and always will be with you from now on.
Wow. You went a lot deeper than I wanted to. So we're going to go to Clint now. So, Clint, what are your final words on this TCIP Radio Week for our audience?
What I would like to say to my audience, my viewers, yeah, I'm going to put on my radio voice for you guys. Good day and welcome to the TCIP podcast. Now I'm going to say the final word for you, my final thoughts, speaking with you with love from the depths of my heart. I want to thank you all for having us in at your home at this time. Since we're on radio, this is my radio voice. And what I would like to tell you all, very bad. Some of you all may be feeling a little down, and when you are weak, just tell yourself his strength is perfect when all strength is gone. Just keep your head up, lift your head up to the sky, and praise the Most High. Signing out.
Okay, and
That
now,
was that was great.
now we're
What?
gonna go to Katie. And Katie,
I said that was great.
can we get a preview of your radio voice there, Katie, or what do you got to say? Tell our audience for your final words.
I don't know if I can follow that. That's really that's so hard.
That was excellent.
Another thing I'm gonna say is we are like I'm blessed to be such a part of a creative team, and I hope that everybody is enjoying how positive we are, and it's making a big impact on everybody. So just thank you for everything. Thank you for sharing and liking and subscribing, and just continue to help us grow, because it's going to definitely benefit everybody in the long run, because I look forward to this. It's definitely a positive impact for me. So thank you so much again. And I can't wait to progress and get more. And the music is so great. The radio, everything is so awesome. I'm just excited to be a part of all of it.
Absolutely fantastic. And my final words is that the next show I will be in the Philippines. I am going to my home away from home for the birth of my first natural born child. My two previous daughters were adopted. And my sister sent this to me, and I wanted to share it with you all. She says, "This is me." She wanted to give me a preview of what my potential child would look like.
That is you, Paul. That's for sure. Some cheekbones, and that smile. Yep. Minus the hair.
Look like Baby Chucky in action.
Oh my God!
Nothing but trouble.
There's no Baby Chucky at all. That's a golden child right there.
Looks like he's the type of kid that will pull everything off your table.
Absolutely, more than once. Pulled everything off the table more than once, and
make mommy scream.
Now, to talk about the next time on TCIP Radio, I'm hoping that in addition, right now you can get our show wherever you listen to podcasts. But soon, TCIP Radio, our sketch show and everything will not just be on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. It will also be available on ROKU and FireTV. That means when anytime you want to get a taste of the Clint Initiative podcast, all you have to do is fire up your ROKU, fire up your FireTV, and you'll be able to listen to a full slate of our TCIP radio, along with other productions that we will bring to you with your help and your support. And I'm going to put this special offer out there one more time. The first 50 people who order our songbook, along with our first 6 EPs, instead of paying $19.99, you'll get it for the low price of $9.99 just in time for Christmas. And you can purchase that on our Kofi Initiative. That's KO-FI. But if you are here now and you haven't done it, I'm going to end the show by asking you to like and subscribe to our page. And to end the show, I'm going to play the entire rendition of our new intro song. And I hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to the ROKU Initiative. We are your weekly escape. We can also be your creative outlet. We are all about films. Let's talk about it.
We are all about streaming, let's talk about it. We are all about the music, let's talk about it. Let's create it too. This is the Clint Initiative podcast, your weekly escape. Let us be your way into all you've dreamed of. Contact us today to be a part of of our weekly escapes. Yes, we want you to email us at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. Now let's start our escape. We are your weekly escape. We can also be your creative outlet. We are all about films. Let's talk about it. We are all about streaming. Let's talk about it. We are all about the music. Let's talk about it. Let's create it too. This is the Clint Initiative podcast, your weekly escape. Let us be your way into all you've dreamed of. Contact us today to be a part of our weekly escapes. Yes, we want you to email us at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. Now let's start our escape.